This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to look at the Transformers Studio Series from Transformers Devastation, Optimus Prime. One of the more recent video games for Transformers that was put out on console, and I think Steam and PC probably. And actually a pretty fun game to play overall. I really enjoyed it. Me and a buddy of mine used to play, and since it's a one-player game, we would just hand the controller back and forth while we played, as we died, and go, here, your turn. So it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it. Never finished it, though. The front of the package, we just get some artwork here and Prime in the middle. No big deal. By the way, this is a deluxe class, and he's got more steps than the Voyager class Scrapper had. On the side, we just get kind of a headshot of Optimus Prime. On the other side, the artwork just kind of continues from the front. And on the back, we have our product renders, his little matrix there, and we have an image of him from the video game. Optimus Prime stops the Decepticons from turning Earth into a new Cybertron. And we have this little thing here that says, more than meets the eye, authentic. Like, you can't, reproduce that one yourself if you wanted to make a knockoff. But let's go ahead and open this sucker up. I just noticed that the Studio Series here, it doesn't have a background like the previous Studio Series did. I don't like that. I really did like those backgrounds. Boys and girls, this version of Optimus Prime does not come with a gun, apparently. That's kind of awkward looking on the back there. Okay, so we have the Energon Axe that has pretty much become standard with every Optimus Prime, except for this is a solid piece, molded in red and then painted yellow, which I don't know why they didn't do a transparent one. I don't think it was this solid of a color in the video game. The smokestacks are also packed separately, so I guess we'll just have to plug those into place. Which, by the way, that feels to me like something that's going to get lost really easy. And maybe Hasbro should have gone ahead and given us some additional ones. Color-wise on here, this gray actually does look like it's more of a pale gray color. And at least it's not that weird tan gray that they use with a lot of the Optimus Primes in previous waves. Especially, what was it? I think it was the Power of the Primes wave, where they just had that god-awful tannish gray that was just bleh. Anyway. Standard Optimus Prime head sculpt, no light piping. His head swivels. I mean, it's probably a ball joint in there, but it's so close to the neck that you don't really get the side to side and up and down look that you usually get. However, due to his transformation there, you can actually have him look way up, but it looks like he's slit his own throat open when you do that. He's also got, at least on the glass on the front, he's got the cell shading look to it. And actually, it looks like the windows there are separate pieces plugged into the red, which is kind of cool. Articulation-wise, we kind of already talked about the head. He can lift his arm up. And his smokestack actually just fits above there. Have you guys seen those videos where they show, the really short chick ducking down as the guy opens, her boyfriend or husband opens up the cabinet? And he grabs her, or he ends up positioning her so she's standing straight up and then moves the cabinet up ahead of her because it's not going to hit it's not going to hit her head. That's what this kind of reminds me of right offhand with that smokestack. Anyway, we can spin the arm all around. That's what that joint looks like. That's kind of ugly, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if that has any use in transformation. If not, that's just cheap cost savings. We have a single joint at the elbow. The wrist does not spin, but it does kind of fold in and out a bit. But that's got, again, to do with transformation, not with any articulation. And his hands are really tiny. Okay, so if we look at his back here, we got some of the vehicle mode kibble back there, which stands out quite well. So when we try to spin him, that gets in the way. It does not appear to want to move back any further than this, like that. But if we want, we can go ahead and kind of get that out of the way like that to get us a full spin. So I guess if you want to try to pose them sideways, you can do that and then move the wheels back in position, I guess. Sort of. Not really the best way to do that. So aside from that, you basically get this much spin on him when his backside is in position. I guess, yeah, he's got quite the booty back there then. We don't have a waist crunch, but the legs do fold forward and back only about this far. Again, that wheel section there is hindering with the back movement, but it moves forward just fine. We do not have a a thigh cut, but we can stretch his legs all the way out, and he does do the full splits. Instead of the thigh cut, though, the knee does have a spin to it. Oh, shit. And I just smashed that part of the kneecap there into that and damaged it already. And then we can bend the knee at 90 degrees there. And he does have an ankle rocker. And then, you know, the Energon axe just kind of plugs into his hand like so. And then it, it's got the little like motion blur thing on there. I don't know how I feel about that, to be perfectly honest. Except for what I would say again is, if they wanted to paint this, if they had molded this in the clear yellow and then painted the axe head, stick, and the ball in his hand as solid yellow, and then had that part clear still, that would have looked a lot better than what this looks like. I do not like this design for this axe hand. So now it's time to see if we can transform him and how he looks. Oh wait, on the box we see that he does have a matrix of leadership. This looks to be like a new one, and it looks like it's smaller than the average ones, made specifically for this figure. Oh, okay. So if you look at his hand there, there's a little slice inside of it. So like, instead of being in a fist like this, he's actually like more like this. So you can take the matrix, slide it into there. Theoretically, you can take the matrix and do this. Because, like, on the box, we see him holding it, but, like, geez. There we go. So, like, that picture there, and then there. So this is how you get Optimus Prime to hold the matrix. I did not finish that game, so I don't know if he actually ever used the matrix in it or not. If you do know for sure, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I guess that's creative, but not impressive. And of course, the matrix isn't painted, which is just awful too. Because I think at the very least, they should have probably made it a gold color. Which is, I guess, kind of weird, because, like, and maybe this is, one of those, the Mandela effect or something. But I was pretty sure the center of the matrix has always been kind of, or was gold in the original. and then silver on the outside. So I would rather see them like mold this in gold or silver, or rather than just this. And then of course there's no paint on the energy field container, however you want to put it. But let's close this chest up and see if we can figure out how to transform him. Generally speaking, Optimus Primes have had the same basic transformation for years. Ah, okay. Ow! Yeah, damn it. Oops. There's a couple of tabs up in here that I was having problems getting the legs into. Oddly enough, his wheels are all pinned in place. Here's his vehicle mode. Not what I would consider to be the best Optimus Prime design for vehicle mode. Not potentially the worst. I think they would have done with at least putting some paint up here for the gas tanks here, or the gas barrels. Then again, I think they should have done more of a darker silver here. Because I do think in the game he was definitely had a more of a gray than this lighter gray. Again, it doesn't really look like that pukey ass tan gray that they used for a while, but it's still not a great color. Oh god. Alright, so the trailer hitch, which I don't have any Optimus Prime trailers here, but I'm assuming that that'll be compatible with most of the trailers in the series. And he's probably scaled more to work with the Earthrise trailer, like the G1 Universe version was, which I really need to finish editing that review and put it up. We'll see which one goes up first. And then I guess you can just plug that in over there like that. This is sad for weapon storage, I'm just going to say. Like, I wish they would be a little bit better with that. It's too bad there's not something that covers up Prime's head there. But at least all the wheels seem to be on the ground and rotating just fine. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our instructions to see if there's anything I missed. I mean, other than the fact that I had to putz around quite a bit with getting everything in position, it looks like I did everything just pretty much fine. So, not a particularly complicated transformation, a little rough to try to get some of the stuff in position. I will say, Not a big fan of the way that this sits here with that gap between the grill and the bumper. It would have been nice if they had something to fill in those little spots there. I would have liked to have seen a better job done on this container part. I think, oh no, that slot goes into this little peg here. So to me, I don't know why they have it shaped like this, because I don't think that's accurate to the game, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played it. Just generic feet. Said, not a horrible version of vehicle mode. I've definitely seen worse. Hell, man, I think they did a much worse job with the one of the Studio Series movie Optimus Prime from the Bayverse. So this isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Aside from the axe storage. But hey, why don't you guys tell me what you think? I'm kind of glad they only have the cell shading on the windows. I think if they tried to do the whole body, it would look terrible. Then again, they did do some cell-shaded versions of the War for Cybertron ones, and those actually look pretty good in both vehicle and robot mode. But again, like I was saying, let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below. Is this one that you're excited for? Do you want it? Did you play Transformers Devastation? You know, all those questions inquiring minds want to know. But if you did enjoy watching this review, please feel free to transform that like button. And if you want to see more of my nonsense, you can subscribe. I appreciate all the subscriptions. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.